Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline Renee and welcome to your social media training. I'm super excited and passionate about this topic because I used to suck at posting and with all things social media, and it's taken a lot of trial and error and failing, and hopefully with this training I can negate some of that for you so that you can attract the right people to your tribe and to your Beachbody coaching business. So let's get started. I have a presentation because I'm very visual and social media is a very visual thing. So let me put this into presentation mode. All right. So what are we going to learn in the social media training? Why is social media so important to our Beachbody business? Ideas for posts so that you're never wondering what to do. Crafting the perfect post so that you're attracting the right people and getting them engaged and wanting to work with you. Shakeology posting so that it's more than just you and a selfie with your Shakeology, gaining traction with your posts, going live, the like page versus personal page debacle, and then some just other odd and end tips that I've learned over the years with social media. So let's get to it. Why is social media important to your business? It shows that your shop is open. Guys, you have to be posting every damn day because if not, the people that are watching you, they're going to go with the person that is showing up every day and is consistent with their business, their fitness, and everything. So you need to make sure you are showing people that your shop is open and that you are consistent and someone they want to work with. Social media is an amazing way to reach more people. We can only talk to so many people physically every single day, and social media is the #1 way to reach and find people that are in your niche and that you want to work with. And like I just mentioned, it helps you find the right people. The beautiful thing about this business is we don't have to work with just anyone, or people that annoy us, or people that we don't see eye to eye with. That's not required in Beachbody. You are able to work with the people you want to work with. So this is a great way to attract the right people to your business. It's an easy way for people to get to know you, to know your life outside of Beachbody. You want to be very relatable in your social media and show the good, the bad, the ugly, and to also show things that don't have to do with health and fitness. You know, maybe you're a mom or you're really passionate about a certain hobby. That's going to help attract the right people to you and keep you more relatable to everyone on social media. It's going to be your main avenue of recruiting. Like I said, you can just reach so many more people that you got to be into social media. And so 5 new Facebook profiles are created every single second, and 90 million people are on Instagram alone. So there should never be a drought or dry spell of people to help. There are tons of people to help. It's just our job to go out and find them. So what is the #1 tip to being successful with social media? Consistency. So there's going to be times in this business where you feel like you're posting 3 times a day, you've been consistent with it, and nothing is happening. Like you're getting no likes, no comments, no nothing. And you're like, why am I even doing this? This isn't even working. I'm frustrated, and I totally get it because that's what my life was like and is still like from time to time now. The difference is you have to be consistent. You have to keep showing up and taking that leap of faith. Even though you feel like nothing is working, it is working. And people are watching and testing you to make sure that you keep up with it and that you're consistent. And if you think that no one's seeing you and you fall off, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, they weren't serious about it. So I'm glad I didn't, go sign up with them or go join them. You need to be consistent with your social media presence. So a lot of you have asked me, I don't know what to post. Sometimes I draw a blank, and this is where I want you to take notes because smart people take notes and get a piece of pen and paper. And this piece of paper is going to be your arsenal for all things posting. So first I want you to think about what your life was like before Beachbody. What was it like physically? Were you really uncomfortable in your own skin? Could you not do a certain amount of push-ups, or did you never even work out a day in your life? What was your nutrition like? Had you never stepped foot in a kitchen? Have you, you didn't have the nourishment or any idea of what nutrition was or what was healthy for you? What was your life like? What was your mentality like? What was your community like? Were you surrounded by negative people constantly? I want you to think about every single detail of what your life was like before Beachbody, BBB, before Beachbody. And then pause that. You can pause and take the time to list all those things out if you'd like. But I also want you to write a list of what life has been like after Beachbody. So financially, maybe you're not living paycheck to paycheck now. Maybe you were able to quit that second job of bartending or waitressing because of your Beachbody income. Maybe you have a better community, just a positive community that you didn't have before. Physically, maybe you're fitting into your jeans better and you're feeling more confident to wear certain things or do certain things that you never felt you were capable of before. Maybe you're a chef now and you finally know what's healthy for you and you cook all the time for you and your family. So take the time to think of what life has been like since Beachbody. No win is too small. Even if you only made $15 with Beachbody this week, that could mean half a tank of gas for someone who's seriously struggling. So never discount your wins with Beachbody. Next, I want you to write a list of objections. I stole this from Bonnie Engel, who I'll be referencing a lot because I love her social media presence and how simple she makes it. I want you to write a list of objections because what you want to do is let your profile be kind of a public forum to bash people's objections right off the bat. And you don't have to do it directly to people you've talked to, but you want to make sure that you're addressing it. And, you know, if someone's giving you the price objection, let them know that you too thought it was ridiculous to spend $130 per month. But what you found was that you were already spending, you know, money at drinks on the bar or happy hour or going out to eat here and there, and that Shakeology actually fit right into your schedule because you were able to give up those things and it helped you get to your goals faster. So you want to think of these objections. I want you to write a list, whether it's price, time, belief, whatever it is. Write a list of objections and use that as arsenal for your posts as well. Then, like I had mentioned, you want to list your hobbies because your Facebook profile should be a magazine of what your life is like. It shouldn't just be health and fitness. For me, I post about traveling, all things avocado, Beyonce, lashes, makeup, whatever it is. I like to post about other things so that I'm attracting the right people. I know a lot of people on here love Disney, and you know, if you're posting about Disney, you're gonna find people who maybe they ate too many Mickey Mouse ears when they were on their last Disney trip and are having a hard time getting their health and fitness in order. And this is a great way for you to attract people who totally get you and you get them. So list out your hobbies and make sure you're posting about those here and there too. Engagement posts. What is an engagement post? First of all, they're pure gold for getting people to visit your like page and personal page. So you might see coaches from time to time post, what haircut should I get? And they list like maybe 2 to 4 haircuts and people are all like A, B, C, D, whatever it is. And it's genius because they are getting so much engagement. People love to give you their opinion and what they think you should do. So why not use it to help your business? So what this does is you post that about your haircut. You can do it about what desk should I buy? What destination should I go to? It's kind of like asking for a suggestion. And the thing that happens after that, say you posted that at 12 p.m. at lunchtime, an engagement post. If you posted later that night about a challenge group, the people that commented on that engagement post are more likely to see your challenge group posts because of the algorithms of Facebook. If you comment on someone's stuff, they're like, okay, they want to see more of that person, so I'll show them more of their posts later, if that makes sense. So yeah, you want to get people engaged and commenting on your posts, and engagement posts asking people's opinion is a great way to do that. And then the last thing is when I am completely stuck and don't know what to post about, personal development is always what I do. So I make a post and put a spin on what I learned in my personal development that day. And it's vital for a reason. You need to be doing it every day. And if you do, you'll always have something to post about. So I'll post about how it applies to my life. I'll ask a question. And honestly, just posting and being positive and motivational and inspiring is really helpful and valuable to a lot of people. So don't discount that if there's no call to action at the end or, you know, no challenge group mention. That's okay. Like sometimes people just need to be motivated and inspired, and they'll start to trust and appreciate you for that. And then here's some questions that you can ask yourself. What are you struggling with? In social media, you should be really raw and real about what is happening and what isn't going very well, because people don't like perfection. They like to be relatable and know that not everybody has it together, so they feel better about them not having it all together. So what sucked about your workout, your nutrition, your business, whatever it is, be like, vent about it, but also be positive in the fact that you have a solution to it or that you're going to overcome it. What is your biggest excuse? How did you win today? What inspired you today? Those are all great things that you can think about and will give you ideas for posting. So on this piece of paper that you've been listing all these things on, make sure to keep it with you somewhere, whether you make a document out of it or put it in your notes section of your phone. And this is your arsenal of things to post when you are drawing a blank. And these are really helpful. So let's get into wording. How are you going to word the post idea that you have? So I also took this why to how from Bonnie Engel. She just spoke at our Super Saturday. So this is really simplified of how you want to word things in your post. So a lot of times we get excited and we don't scale things back to how it can relate or help others. Like the All Access On Demand just came out and we're really excited about it because it's like every program that's ever been created all in one place, and you get the portion fix and you get Shakeology and it's only $199. Like that is a freaking steal. And it's something to be excited about. But non-Beachbody people don't know how valuable that is and what it means. So you need to put it in terms that they can understand and realize the value. So you have to show the why to the how. You have to tug on some heartstrings. So for example, if I were making a post about just kind of like, this is the season where people are starting to like diet down and, come off of the new year, or I'm sorry, the holiday season. Maybe they're dieting down for a wedding or spring break, whatever it is. But you could write a post, something like, I used to train for weeks for vacation, eating nothing but egg whites and broccoli, spending 2 hours in the gym every day, only to go on vacation and mess it up within 2 days. I felt so frustrated that I was putting all of my hard work down the drain. And then, in the second paragraph, you can write, what I found was that I was able to create a lifestyle where I didn't have to diet down for anything, and a system that I could take anywhere with me. Now I drink my superfoods on vacation, I get my workout in, and I still enjoy life. And I come back from my vacations with little to no damage. So if you want to create a lifestyle together of where you can go somewhere and not have all your hard work and diet down and whatnot, let's talk. Like this post and I'll follow up with you. So that's kind of showing the why to the how. Like, why should this person be interested in what you're doing? It's because like a lot of people deal with dieting down for certain events, and that's not a healthy way to live, really. It's a yo-yo effect. So you want to go from the why to the how. And so you want to lead with a scroll-stopping physical reaction or action. So that could be, your first line of the post could be, I was tired of looking in the mirror and feeling so ashamed of the binge that I endured in the night before, or driving to Wawa to pick up all the food that was all the bad food and snacks that I wanted because tomorrow was going to be better. Or, huffing and puffing up the stairs and not being able to keep up with playing with my kids. That's like something that someone out there is relating to right now because it's very common and people just aren't addressing it or bringing it up. And that's what's going to make them stop and start to read your post. So whatever that may be, think of along with that list about post ideas, I want you to write down like physical things that you felt or were actions before Beachbody, like whether it was giving up, looking at your holiday pictures and hating what you saw. It could be, like I mentioned, not being able to keep up with your kids, the shame and guilt, those are all physical reactions that tug on your heartstrings. So think of it list for yourself. And then after that first line, you want to talk about 3 sentences of what your life was like before Beachbody. So like I just mentioned, I'd spend hours at the gym, dieting down, eating only egg whites and broccoli, and sacrificing, my social life and being deprived just to mess it up on vacation. So you want to think of 3 things of what your life was like before Beachbody and explain it. And then in the next paragraph, you want to think of 3 sentences of what your life is like now. So in my example, I say, now I know that I have a lifestyle where I'm always ready. I always feel my best, or I'm working towards my best. And I bring my programs and superfoods with me so that I'm not depriving myself on vacation, but I'm also still going towards my goals. And then this call to action, be bold, tell them what to do. Let's create a lifestyle together. Like this post and I'll message you. And that's it. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. And if you put like this post and I'll message you, you're giving people permission, or you're getting permission to message people whether they know it or not. Because if they look back on the post, they'll see that, by liking that post, that you are able to message them. So it's not weird or anything. So that's how wording is. It's definitely a flow, but the number one thing I could say is like, think of something that will tug on a heartstring. You have to really go back, and I know it's scary sometimes to go back to a dark place maybe, but know that by doing it, you're going to help someone that's going through that right now, and think of how much happier you are now and how you could help someone do that too. So you want to think, really go back to that dark place of what was happening before Beachbody and just like what it's like now, and that's what you want to convey in your wording, in your posts. And I'll go over some examples more than just this vacation post. Okay, so then before the wording, I should have put this first actually. Before the wording, people aren't going to read a damn thing unless your video or image is a scroll stopper. What does that mean? It means that it catches someone's attention, that it's clear, crisp, bright. It's not dingy lighting. It's not hard to tell what's happening. It's very apparent what your post will be about if they were to start reading it. So a before and after is a great way to get someone's attention, but I have some rules about it, and I'm a stickler. Me and my sister are both sticklers about before and after and the rules. So first of all, have good lighting. I understand, if your before picture is crappy lighting and you're still on your journey, take another picture right now and get some good lighting. Daylight is the best thing that you could do. So if you're in front of a window, have the sun hitting you and take your picture, put your phone on self-timer or in a little stand and take good pictures through that. And that goes for not even before and afters, just pictures in general. Sunlight is your best friend. So you want good lighting. The sequence should be before and after. Your before picture is on the left, your after picture is on the right. Got it? Capiche? All right. And then the angle. So I say this not because I'm discounting that you didn't have a transformation or anything, but in the age of Instagram where someone can be like, I had a butt transformation, and it's like one angle this way and then like they go right under and they're like, yeah, my butt's higher. It's because their angles are different. You can't trust it. That like all these things break trust if you're not showing like that you had an actual transformation. So you need to have the good lighting, before and after sequence, the same angles with your before and after pictures. So for me, I always hold my phone right here in my bathroom, and I try to wear also, next thing, clothing. Try to wear something similar. Like I always wear the same type of Lulu shorts or Lulu capris and the same type of sports bras so that nothing can be manipulated to look better on me. And also the direction. So like I said, you hold it in the same direction, whether it's here, you're sideways, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're in a similar angle and clothing in every before and after picture. I know for some that's like not possible, depending on how far back your before picture goes, but moving forward, make sure that that's the case. And then direction. You want to make sure you're facing the same way each time. You know, don't do a before picture where you're standing like this and then your after picture you're standing like this. No, you have to like be facing the same way every single time. And if you're doing it from the front, that's easy. But yeah, so those are my before and after rules. I'm a stickler for them only because I want to make sure no one ever questions your transformation and that you are doing hard work. Because like I said, in an age of Instagram, where people are manipulating their photos all the time, you have to stand out among the rest and let people know that you're doing work. For videos, make sure that you have good lighting. So like I said, sunlight is your best friend, natural light is your best friend. If not, grab a Diva ring light that I have on right now, or make sure wherever you are just has good lighting, and make sure that you're recording in landscape mode, because you know, recording in portrait mode, it makes it small, it doesn't work, it doesn't convert to Facebook or Instagram very well. So you want to make sure you're recording in landscape mode so that it's easier to see on social media. So also with images and videos, I really want you to think about what makes you stop and read something. So look at Pinterest or screenshot examples that you see throughout your time on scrolling on social media. Screenshot what has stopped for you. And this is actually a tip for the wording for everything that I'm going over. What motivates you? Duplicate that in your own way. What makes you stop and scroll? Duplicate that in your own way. You just need to think, because you're basically talking to yourself on social media. You want to attract someone like you. So you need to think of what motivates you, what makes you stop and read a post, what, you know, fires you up, what pisses you off. Like, don't do that. Don't do things that piss you off. So you need to make sure that you're constantly thinking about that when you are posting on social media. But yes, crisp, clean, attention grabbing, that's what's going to get people to say like, ooh, and then that first line in your wording, that's what's going to get people to read. So video and image first, your picture should be crisp and clear, and then your wording should be on point. So Shakeology posts. I know a lot of you had asked, you know, I don't know what to post besides like, here's my Shakeology, drink it every day, 70 plus nutrients. I want you to, again, with this list is getting long, make a list of non-scale victories of what Shakeology has done for you. Has it given you more energy? Curbed your sugar cravings? Helped health issues? Is it convenient for your busy lifestyle? Have you kicked a bad habit because of it? Like, those are things that people really need help with. And it doesn't matter what's in Shakeology at the moment, but in this post, you need to be relatable, and these are things that are relatable to people. So I also use it as a preventative and scare tactic. So people need to know, like, you're either gonna pay for Shakeology now and get a healthy lifestyle, start working out, and work with you, or they're going to pay for it later in medical bills. And that's not a lie. And people need to realize the urgency of putting their health and fitness first. And you have to make it emotional more than a shake. So again, like, there's so many women on this team that had PCOS, and Shakeology has immensely helped that. Like, that is a huge deal. I personally haven't had PCOS, but I didn't know how to cook, or I was never healthy. I grew up eating Diet Coke and cookies. And so for me, it's convenience and kicking a bad habit. And I'll show you how to word that in a few examples. So let's look at some Shakeology examples. This is one I made the other day, and it was a vague shout out to Shakeology. One thing I would change is putting a better call to action at the bottom, but I think this is a great example of how to show what Shakeology can do for you rather just posting a Shakeology selfie. So I talk about what my life was like before, how I grew up eating donuts and Diet Coke for breakfast, cookies at lunch, was force-fed real dinner at home, and that was my nutrition growing up, and that I worked in a bakery, and then it caught up with me later in life, and that now it's a miracle that I eat so many fruits and veggies, and I love to cook. I still love sweets, but it's definitely gotten better. And then I provide some value, adding a tip, don't cut everything out at once. Instead, add what you want to eat more of. And then I refer to Shakeology as my superfoods. I try to be wary of sharing the word Shakeology because there's so many people out there who are promoting supplements and other MLM networks that I just rather have it be a little vague and create curiosity so that when I talk to people, I'll mention that it's Shakeology. But yeah, I think I would have put a better call to action at the end saying like this post if you were a former Diet Coke addict like me, or if you are a Diet Coke addict and you need help with your nutrition. So that's an example of Shakeology. Another great way, like I said earlier, is to promote the fact that and create urgency that this is a preventative thing that you are doing by focusing on your health and fitness and drinking Shakeology. You can pay for it now or pay for it later in medical bills. Okay, so these are some other examples. I wanted to take some from our team and other top coaches. So this is an amazing community transformation post by Ashley, aka staff on all Zoom calls. She's an amazing diamond on our team, and she is amazing also at social media. So if you ever need inspiration or tips, definitely check out her page. But she's talking about what her life was like as far as community goes before Beachbody. She had friends cycle in and out like a revolving door. She thought something was wrong with her. And then she talks about when she became a coach, she didn't tell a soul, and what she found in the community of Beachbody, and how she is very thankful to have us by her side, and that we're not leaving her like other people may have in the past. And she really just shares how loving and happy this community is. And at the end, you feel like, who wouldn't want to be part of that? And so I think that's a great community transformation post. You could put a call to action at the end, like if you had problems keeping friends, or, had problems with girls growing up and now you need a support system of women, I would love to talk to you. So that's a great example of a community transformation post. This is an amazing engagement post that I talked about earlier from my coach, Jessica Sobel-Roble. And she wrote, she loves mermaids. So that's another niche of hers. That's a whole nother realm where she totally taps into the niche of like mermaid lovers and Disney princesses. But she's asking, which bikini should I get? And look, she has 114 comments. That is redonkulous. And it doesn't have anything to do with Beachbody, but as she posts after this post, she'll get more traction because she had so much engagement from this post, and Facebook algorithms are going to give her the benefit of the doubt and show more people that engaged with her posts, her future posts. This is a simple inspiration that I feel like Chelsea Pearson did. She and Bonnie Engel are my top two favorite coaches to follow for social media. Like, they just inspire me daily and are both people that I look up to in this business. So I'm always, checking them out and seeing what inspires me about their posts and how I can do that. So she's just being a simple inspiration. For so long, I was doing the right thing in humility for putting myself last. Love yourself, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, the old me would have given my neighbor a raw deal. I choose to be a light for those around me, a source of strength because I find my own daily, and a coach and a friend who teaches from the overflow and leads by example. So she still talks about what her life was like before Beachbody and what she chooses to be now. And she even plugs herself at her fitness journey a little bit at the end. So people might not know what core to force is, round 2, day 1, what does that mean? But it creates curiosity, and she's still talking about, how her life has changed, and it's inspiring to read. This is an amazing transformation post from my coach, Jillian, and she's my cousin too. And her posting has been on point, how deep she digs to share her story and her transformation. So this is an example. I know I was a stickler about before and after photos, but this is a completely different photo on the left from the right, but it still shows a transformation, and it's significant. So you can't like blame angles or bad lighting for this. But I think this is an amazing transformation post. And she talks about how she was never into fitness. Her main form of fitness was walking to CVS to buy a 10-pack of Reese's, and she'd eat them all on the walk home. And that she never intended to help others. And then, she talks about what she found, how she found Beachbody, and how, her first round of it wasn't that great because she was still not on point with her nutrition. But then present day, she's been married, then she flashed forward even further to a different stage of her journey where she had packed on 30 pounds, and then she decided to do the 21-day fix, drop 17 pounds in 3 weeks, yada, yada. And so she goes through that there are different stages of this fitness journey, and how it would be selfish of her to keep it to herself, and she invites people to join her December challenge. This was from last month, but I just think this is a great relatable post about, she talks about physically walking to CVS to buy Reese's Pieces and eating them on the way home. She talked about how she physically failed and was eating pizza even though she was doing Turbo Fire. And then she finally got it together when she did the 21-day fix. That shows a realistic and relatable side too, that, you're going to fail in this journey, in this business, whatever it is. So it's okay to fail as long as you keep trying. And then an example for the dudes, because I know I'm a girl and girls are all mushy-gushy, but this is the only guy in the top 10 this year, and his name is Jamie Fitzpatrick. I actually first heard of him this past weekend, and I am obsessed. And so this is a pretty long post. If you're a newer coach, I would suggest keeping it a little bit shorter. Notice this is a random tip, actually, that I don't know if I added at the end, but I want to relate to it now. Make sure to break up paragraphs like this. Do not write novels with no broken up paragraphs. It might not be grammatically correct, but that's okay. You want something visually easy for people to read, and this is easy to read even though it's a longer post. In the beginning of your coaching career, I definitely suggest keeping the post short and sweet, maybe only 3 paragraphs, like how I showed you the template earlier about just a few sentences in each paragraph. But as people get to know you and know your story, it's okay to make it longer, especially if it's something that you're passionate about. So this guy, Jamie, he talks about how he doesn't really remember how he felt when he was overweight, about who he was in the past. He was 98 pounds in 8th grade, and that he was one of the smallest kids, and then he hit 35 and he was a weight that seemed impossible, and he was trying to hide it. And then one night he was binging and self-medicating, and he saw a P90X commercial. He's talking about, how that was it for him. He never looked back. And then how he wants to help people. He wants to help people that were in that place. And then he has a call to action that he's doing a live Facebook broadcast tomorrow, and he wants you to join. And that's a pretty engaging picture with a really inspirational quote too. So this is just a great example for the dudes, for the girls, whatever it is. He's taking you through a journey, showing you how he got from point A to point B, and inviting you to be a part of doing that yourself. I think this is an amazing post. What not to do, guys? This is where I have to be humble and show you what I used to do. Oh God, never do collages. Before and after should only be 2 pictures. It should only be a before and an after. Do not put 1, 2, and then like 5 other, I put 2 before and afters and like 5 other pictures of myself in one post. That is way too busy. When I look at this, I think this girl is a sales girl. She's scammy. Like, look, what am I even talking about on the left? There's 2 different programs, a Shakeology, and then a collage with me and 3 different pictures with P90X3. It makes no sense. This is busy, disgusting, and I'm embarrassed. Yeah, just don't do it. Like, it gets worse. Why would I put 3 different fonts in one picture? Why do I have these loud, background images? Why do I have 3 different people's transformation in one photo with fireworks coming out of it? Oh my gosh, it's just so embarrassing. Whatever this is, just do not do it. Trust me, Just don't. Keep it plain and simple. One picture is eye-catching enough. So timing, when should you be posting? A minimum 3 times a day. You don't want to post too much more than that. You don't want to, clog people's news feed. And then this is what I tell my team. You want to have a 9 p.m. scroll stopper. So when are you usually on social media? If you have a regular 9 to 5 job, and like think about before Beachbody, before you were spending your valuable time working on this business instead of just scrolling on Facebook, what time of day were you like sitting back, relaxing, scrolling on Facebook, looking through stuff? It was usually probably around 8 or 9 p.m. And that's when you were relaxing and looking at social media. So you want to think about when people are on social media. They're not on social media at 2 p.m. on a Monday because they're busy, they're at work, they're not paying attention to social media. I usually post in the morning before people get to work, so that's like 7 or 8 a.m. around lunchtime because people are usually scrolling through Facebook on their phone on their lunch break, and then at 9 p.m. when people are winding down for the day. Why do I talk about a 9 p.m. scroll stopper? Because that's where people are really thinking about their situation, whether it's their job. So if you're posting about a coach sneak peek or a coaching opportunity post or how coaching has changed your life and helped you with an income, people are reflective at that time of day, and they're thinking maybe about how they have to go to work the next day and hate their life. And it's up to you to tap in and be like, listen, there's another option. There's another way of living that you could do too. I found a solution. Let me help you. Or maybe people had a really bad day of eating or just were snacking and binged at dinner time, whatever it may be, and they're really upset with their health and fitness situation, or they didn't work out that day. It's up to you at 9 p.m. each night to like tap into that. So the 9 p.m. scroll stopper, and I'll show you a schedule in the next few slides, but the 9 p.m. scroll stopper is your like mother load. It's your call to action. Whether you're promoting a challenge group, that's the time you want to promote your challenge group. If you're promoting a sneak peek, that's the time you want to promote your sneak peek. If you're sharing before and afters, that's when you want to share it because that's when the most people are on social media. I highly suggest also thinking about when you're on social media. A lot of times people aren't on social media as much from Friday and Saturday because they're out doing things for the weekend and they're just out living life as you do, as you should. And so for me, I'm not posting about my challenge group all day, every day on Friday night or Saturday day. I usually save that for Sunday to Thursday. And I spend my time on Friday and Saturday. That's when I go on like friending sprees or start blogging or create posts or, get my clean eating group set up, whatever it is. That's when I do those like managerial non-recruiting things is during Friday and Saturday because Sunday to Thursday is when people are on social media. So Sunday night is a great time to tap into the coaching opportunity because people are thinking about the week ahead and how they hate their life and their job. Or also with the fitness and health side of it, they might be feeling really regretful about the decisions they made and they need help. So it's a great time to invite them to your challenge group. But yeah, Sunday through Thursday, those are the times when you want to be posting and inviting on social media the most. Take inventory of what works and what doesn't. And I say this hesitantly because if you really feel like you put your heart and soul and it was a really transformative post and you didn't get much traction on it, it might be a situation where people are watching you but aren't ready to like and comment and commit yet. Like they want to make sure you're legit and real about it. But also take inventory of like what works. Like do your before and afters get the most traction? Then you should keep doing that. There's no such thing as too much repetitiveness when it comes to your story. People need to hear it time and time again. If you don't know who Jessica Metzger is, she's actually a girl on this team. She's one of Jimmy's coaches, and she has like 150,000 followers on Instagram, and she posts the same damn pictures every day, the same before picture every day, just with an updated, workout selfie or whatever. And she never stops sending the same message of her story and that you can do it and of what she went through in the past. And I read it for my own inspiration, and it never gets old. Tulin does a great job of talking about her life beforehand and where she is now. Like, there's no such thing as too much repetitiveness in sharing your story, but take inventory of what you think works most and what doesn't. How to build a following and traction with your posts. So again, you might feel like nothing's working. A way to get people to engage, comment, or like your posts is, you should be messaging new people all the time. And you shouldn't just be messaging people that are liking and commenting on your posts. There's many more people to be talking to before, the only people you're talking to are the people that are interacting with you. So you want to, as you're doing hey girls or hey guys and messaging people who you see in your newsfeed who you think might be great for coaching or challenge groups, as you message them, again, Facebook says, okay, they're talking in Messenger. I'm going to make sure I show them their stuff more. So if, like, say I send out 10 hey girls earlier in the day to random people that I just met or just became friends with on social media, by doing that and messaging and talking to them, if I post a 9 p.m. scroll stopping post that night, they're more likely to see it. So a great way to get people to see your posts and to interact with it is to start messaging people and to just get on people's radar. Engagement posts, like I showed you, Jessica had 114 comments on her post, and that is a great way to get engagement. Share viral content. What is that? Let me think, like just those like crazy videos, of the mom talking about her kids complaining, or any video that's viral, meaning, it could be President Obama's speech last night, or, the James Corden car karaoke type things like that you find funny and that are just feel good, happy things. Share those from time to time, because that's a great way for people to get to know you and to also laugh and want to come to your page. And because there's a lot of viewership that comes with those videos, so you'll bring a lot of people to your page. So like I mentioned, you're bringing people to you. You're not waiting for people to come to you. You're bringing them to you by messaging them, by posting engagement posts, viral content, and, just finding new people. You have to be proactive. You have to be a hunter. You have to find your tribe. Going live. So right now, live is a big, hairy, scary thing for a lot of people, even for me included, but it's something that I'm working on. But Facebook loves live, and Facebook will let you know if one of your friends or a page you like is live. So they'll promote you for using it. So I suggest to start using it, especially if you want to build your audience and get people to know you. And so here are a few tips that I learned from Chalene Johnson's Marketing Impact Academy. Make sure you have a catchy first line and don't dilly-dally too much. I'm sure if you've watched a live video where people are taking the first 3 minutes to be like, oh, you're here. Oh, you're here. And it's not to say that you don't interact with the people that are on live, but like, don't dilly-dally too long, because a lot, if not like 90% of the people are watching the replay. And so you want to right off the bat be really catchy and intriguing and inviting so that people will continue to watch. You want to introduce yourself with a tagline. So I say, you want to talk about what you're talking about. So, hi, I'm here to talk about the 3 top tips of how to rock your lashes. My name is Jacqueline Renee. I'm an online health and fitness coach and business mentor. So, that's my tagline. I introduced myself and talked about what we were going to be talking about on the live. A great way to get people to watch your live is to do tips. So like writing top 3 tips to lose bloat after a weekend of eating, or top 3 tips to get photo shoot ready, whatever it is, or top 3 tips on how to do push-ups better. You want to make sure you're giving like a number of tips and people will be more intrigued to watch it. And you can talk about experience too. Like the other day I did an experience I shared my experience about parasite cleanses, and a lot of people, have asked me about that in the past. And I was like, I just gotta, make a video about it. So along with that list of things to post about should also be a list of things to go live about. So what have you figured out or experienced or learned through Beachbody or through your health and fitness or even just personal life? And how can you share that live with people and share your experience? You want to have a call to action at the end of the video. And it can be small, such as like, if you found this video helpful, make sure to tag a friend. Or if you learned about how to work on your health and fitness in this video, I would love to work with you one-on-one. Look for the link in the comments below to apply for my challenge group. You always want to have a call to action and also let them know when you'll be going live next. Keep it short and sweet. Shouldn't be more than like, I mean, you want to build your following first. So in the beginning, keep it short and sweet, no more than like 10 minutes. And if you're scared, which I still am scared when I go live, guys. It's super scary. Practice with your team and in your challenge groups. Like, those people already know you. They're not going to leave you. So practice in there. Go live. Talk about some tips. And, connect with your team on that level. It's a great way to practice. And then here is the everlasting question, like page versus personal page. And I'm sorry if this isn't the answer you want to hear, but it is a person by person basis and preference. So for a like page, you have to pay to play, meaning like Facebook favors those who run ads, pay for targeting, boost their posts, et cetera, et cetera. There is a good thing about like pages. You can target specific groups, specific people who have maybe the same hobbies as you do. So you could target Disney people, you could target Backstreet Boys fans, you could target people who love avocado. With like pages, you want to have shareable content. So again, these lives where maybe you're sharing 3 tips on how to lose bloat, like someone would be very apt to share that. So you want to make sure you're creating shareable content, not just like talking about your personal life all day long. You do want to go live on like pages a lot, and you want to be true to your brand. So like with live or like pages, you're a persona and a brand. And so for me personally, I don't feel comfortable sharing like too many personal aspects of my life on my like page. I feel like that's more for my personal page. The benefits of a personal page, or kind of the downfall, is that you have a 5,000 friend maximum, but for a lot of you, that shouldn't be an issue at the moment. I personally like that you can direct message people and kind of manipulate who will see your things. And it's a magazine of life. It's all, your whole life all on one page. It's not just one personal brand. So it's really up to you what you want to do and what works for you. There's some people that have had major success with sharing their personal life and their fitness life on a like page. And there's people who have had so much success and become elite and top coaches by just their personal page. So I can't really vouch for either or. You just have to find what works for you. But whichever one you do, you have to go all in. And if you want to find out more information, look it up. Google it, go to YouTube, find the benefits of each, and see what works for you. Social media schedule. So we went over how to create a post, examples of good posts, and now it's like, and when to post. But here is just kind of, I'll show you an example in a moment, but you want to plan out each month. When are your free groups? Are you running 5-day clean eating groups a few weeks of the month? When does your challenge group start? Are you running a sneak peek at all? And you want to schedule your posting, especially your 9 p.m. scroll stopping post around these events. And this is a schedule and a guideline. So everyone's different. And that's the whole thing about this coaching business, is that not one thing works for everyone. So you might work really well off of a schedule and a guide and stick to it, and it works beautifully for you. And then some of you might be like a fly by the wheel. You just got to go with feeling and emotion. So it's okay to be flexible. I know like Melanie Mitro is the type of person that needs like a schedule. She does it to a T every single month, and it works obviously beautiful for her, and she's number 1 in the company. And Bonnie Engel, she has openly said that she, is a fly by the seat. Like people are crazy because she's so flexible with it all, and that's okay too, because she's number 2 in the company. So there's no right or wrong way. You just have to have, but you do have to have some type of plan and some type of schedule in place to use as a guide. So plan ahead if you are busy. Have an arsenal of, if you are very busy and at night you have a million things going on, have an arsenal in your notes section of your phone with pre-made posts if you know what's coming up. So if you know you have a challenge group coming up and this week you're going to be promoting your challenge group at 9 p.m. every night, create 5 posts for that so that you have it each night, and there's a way to make that and be repetitive and grain in your story to your social media following. Make sure to have it ready to go if you know you're going to be busy, so that there's no excuse for you not to just hit copy, paste, have your picture ready, and post it at 9 p.m. So plan ahead if you're busy, use your notes section, and have an arsenal of photos that you can use as well. So here's a social media calendar. I suggest screenshotting this or pausing and taking a screenshot. But basically you can see in the 3rd week is when my challenge group starts. So leading up to it, I'm posting about why I work out, motivational stuff, and talking about my challenge group for at least 2 weeks leading up to my challenge group. Saturday, I'm not really posting about anything. And then after that, I have a coach sneak peek the next week. So after my challenge group starts, that's when I start promoting my coach sneak peek. So this is just an example. I don't need to go all through it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but just some ideas of what to be posting each day. And again, a minimum of posting 3 times a day. And then here is just some random tips, guys. So one thing I tell my coaches all the time is that you need to take profile inventory. And what does that mean? So when you're sending messages, when you're helping people and talking to new people, they're going to be stalking your profile all the time. Let's be honest, we do it too. So what you need to do is daily take profile inventory. You need to click on your own Facebook or Instagram profile, and if on Facebook you're being tagged in a million pictures that aren't your own, or like Aunt Cindy's posting a casserole recipe that totally doesn't align with your goals, or someone's tagging you in a political post, you need to make sure you either hide it from your timeline or untag yourself, and make sure that most of your posts on your page are from you, and that within a scroll of it, so within one scroll, that you have something health and fitness or Beachbody related posted, because people need to know about you. So there should be things other than Beachbody that they're seeing, but they need to know also that that is part of your life too. So again, the magazine, which articles are they seeing? They see health and fitness, personal life, hobbies, and then repeat. So within one scroll, people should get a well-rounded view of who you are. So you want to be doing that daily. So the next tip is post revival. What does that mean? So say you posted a 9 p.m. post and you really didn't get a lot of traction with it, and you were hoping you did. What you can do the next day, and I usually do it in the morning, is I tag myself in the picture. And what that does is, if you tag yourself in the picture, because usually it's a picture of you, that will put it in people's newsfeed that Jacqueline Renee was tagged in a photo, and kind of revives the post again. And this can only be done on Facebook, obviously, but it kind of revives the post when you tag yourself in a picture. So do it either the morning after, or maybe 2 mornings after you post a post that you didn't get much traction on. Instagram hashtags. This is a rule that I learned from Chalene Johnson. You do not want to be using the hashtags Beachbody, Shakeology, 21 Day Fix. I mean, like here and there, that's okay. You can maybe find some people, but the people that are using those hashtags are already customers, or they're already or coaches. So you want to be using hashtags that have to do with you. So I had you write a list of your hobbies. Maybe there's certain hashtags for Disney lovers, Backstreet Boy lovers, Beyonce lovers, travel lovers, whatever it is. Maybe there's a certain health issue you dealt with in the past, like I have Lyme's disease, so I could hashtag Lyme's disease, stuff like that. You want to create a list of at least 30 hashtags, because that's the maximum that Instagram will let you use. And you want to have it in your notes section so you can just copy and paste it. So for me personally, I'll give you an example. I have Wanderluster, Girl Boss, Travelista, Lyme's disease, LDR, which stands for long distance relationship, GLT, which is a travel group I'm part of, Lululemon. So do you see how like those are all parts of my life, and they don't really, not all of them have to do with health and fitness, but that's okay because I'm going to be attracting the people that I want to work with. So have that in your arsenal and your notes section so that you can just copy and paste it. And then also when you're trying to find new people on Instagram, click on those hashtags and see who's posting under those hashtags and interact with them. And maybe if you're finding that there's maybe a lot of health and fitness coaches or competition, you change it to a different hashtag. For Instagram posts, make sure that you're using phrases that engage people. So your first line could read tag a friend who, or double tap if, or ask a question, and that will ensure either a comment or interaction with Instagram. For your Facebook profile information, guys, you are your own boss. You do not work for Beachbody. So don't, in your profile info section, it should not say that you are a coach at, or a diamond coach at Beachbody, or an emerald coach at Beachbody. You work for yourself. Get creative. For me, I do have my like page linked to it, so I say CEO at Jacqueline Renee, or Lauren says CEO at Lipstick and Lunges. You want to write that instead of writing that you are working for Beachbody, because guess what? You're your own boss. Make sure your profile inventory is positive vibes only. Again, if you want to vent about something bad that happened or tragic or whatever it is, that's totally fine. But I really suggest following it up with a solution or a positive ending so that you are still a positive source of energy that people want to follow. Nobody wants to follow negativity. All your profiles should be public. End of story. Instagram link in your Instagram profile and bio, make sure it's to, like, you don't need to put it to your Facebook page because you're just taking people to a different source of social media. If it were me, I would link it to like an application for your challenge group, whether that's through Google Forms or if you have a website. Don't link your Beachbody website to it. People will be turned off by that. So for your link, I would do something like an app or your website, personal website. And then your bio, I wouldn't write that you're a Beachbody coach because people might see that and get turned off and think that you're just trying to poach them. Take a look at my profile, my sister Lauren's profile, and other top coaches and see what they write. A lot of them don't say Beachbody coaches. They use different words and they explain different parts of their life. Your Instagram bio should, you know, I have that I'm travel obsessed, that I love avocados, that I am a girl boss, and that I love clean eating, but I do have a little bit of YOLO. And you can create a really cool bio in your Instagram section. So make sure you're using emojis and it's really fun and catchy, but definitely take a look at some other top coaches' bios so that you can get an idea of what to do for yourself. So I want to end just with the social media is really simple and we don't have to overcomplicate it. You just have to be raw, be real, be you, be relatable and authentic, and people will follow, appreciate, and trust you because of that. And so I think that's it. Let me get out of presentation mode. So I hope this was really helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I will answer them as soon as possible. And I'll be sure to update you with any other fun things I find with social media. So thanks for joining, guys, and I hope you have a great day.